Next mix, we have K and Anti-impact. We already talked about K. K is a nice, strong, durable resin. Like it, it's good. Has some flex to it. Anti-impact. I tested this when they first released it. So I'm very interested to see these results here. Um, Anti-impact. It's almost like it's like a nylon base. It's nylon-like. This one has anti-dusting properties, so this one should not dust. So let's pop this guy open. See what we got. Alright, so I'll start with the pre-cure, post-cure. We'll do some bend tests, see how well it does. We'll go ahead and zoom in. Refocus. There we go. Alright, so bend tests. Off the bat, this thing is a lot, it has some rigidity to it, not really flexible, which makes sense because anti-impact, even though it is impact resistant, does have some flex, but nothing like TH72 or anything like that. Post-cure. Post-cure. Okay, so there's still flex there. Not a lot of flex. Once we get to around like 90 degrees, we start hitting a stress point for it, and then it starts cracking. Okay, so Battle Droid, again, by Skyler, I'm going to keep mentioning it just because I want to get him some more supporters, right? Gotta take care of our artist. So, some things to keep in mind. Now, on my resin test that I did, my validation, this validation, I mean, it is on point. I would say I had that exposure dead on. However, on the model itself, we have a little bit of layer separation. So when you do your testing on this, if you end up using it, you do your testing, you find your exposure, I would suggest increasing it by another half a second, and that should give these layers enough time to bond together. Let's look at the anti-dust properties. So I'm rubbing it together. It's changing colors, which usually is indicative of dusting. Minor dusting. And so I'm assuming that's going to be the K that is working against the anti-impact. Whether or not it's going to affect joints long term remains to be seen. It's not rough or anything like that. I mean, it's still smooth. So that's just something to keep in mind. If I was to do this mixture, I'd probably do like a 75 anti-impact to 25K. So our model goes together. We'll go back. We'll start with the feet, because I like the feet. That's tight. Feels good. Also tight and feels good. We slap this guy on there. Yeah, the joints feel great. Like, no complaints on the joints. The joint work is really where you're going to notice where your print settings are. Is there a tolerance issue? Something like that. That's one piece. Yeah, the leg feels good. It's not going anywhere. It's not moving. That joint's tight. Let's go with the arm. Hand cannon. There's to be a joint that's going to break on this model. This one's going to be it. Is in the arms. That one's really tight. Looks like I have a little bit of a support mark there. So I'm just going to move on. Let's try it on this guy. That one looks better. Yep, that goes in. Well, like all models, it would definitely benefit cleaning up your joints. Kind of left everything on there. So I wanted to see how cleanly your supports break away. That guy's funny. I'm not going to fight it anymore. So, joint work. I mean, that joint's tight even without the pin there to rotate on. So definitely a lot of good movement. Like I said, there was some layer separation in the actual print itself. So that's something to kind of keep in mind of. But then we've seen enough. It's a good mixture. I don't know if I would actually use it or not. This would have to be addressed. I know it wasn't my FET because this is one of the very first prints, and all the other prints came out completely fine. So it's something in there in the print settings that probably needs to be adjusted. So there we go. On to the next one.